We are officially 2 weeks away from Election Day, and this week we're focusing on the important races. Tonight we're diving into the race for Secretary of the State.
Our chief political reporter, Susan Raff, sat down with the candidates.
Denise Merrill was the Secretary of the State for a decade. She decided earlier this year not to seek re-election. She was a strong supporter of early voting.
This is a reform that is actually good for every demographic. I've talked to parents of young children who say, oh, I couldn't vote. My young one woke up with a tummy ache and I couldn't take them out the house.
Democrat Stephanie Thomas is running for Secretary of the State. Connecticut is one of only a handful of states that doesn't have some form of early voting. Thomas has her own business. She's a consultant for nonprofits. This November, there will be a referendum question on the ballot to allow early voting.
All but 4 states, Connecticut being one, have figured this out.
However, her Republican challenger, Dominic Rapini, disagrees. He says he's not against early voting, but doesn't think it will work in our state.
It is an unfunded mandate. It's going to crush our election labor force, and we're going to lose talent.
Rapini is a salesman for Apple. Connecticut does have 169 towns, and he points out most registrars of voters are part-time and don't have the manpower or resources for early voting. He's also concerned with what voters will be deciding.
The referendum was written as a blank check, right? People are going to say yes to something, and we don't even know how many days they're going to come back with. Could be 30, 40, could be 10 days.
If early voting passes, it will be up to the state legislature to decide how many days before an election people will be able to vote in person. For the past 3 years, Rapini has been engaged as a grassroots organizer focused on election integrity. He has filed numerous complaints. And while fraud was not found, issues were. He supports a voter ID card.
No, it's not a lot of fraud. There's a lot of sloppiness in our elections.
Thomas doesn't think a voter ID card is needed. She has a different approach when fraud is found.
When they slip through, you want to then keep refining your system to make sure you close the loopholes as they occur.
We have been profiling lots of races to help you, the voter, learn more about the candidates. WFSB, in fact, will be hosting the U.S. Senate debate between Richard Blumenthal and Leora Levy next Wednesday. That will air live at 7 o'clock. Susan Raff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.